What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Owe. I got my two co-hosts with me today. I got Dustin, I got Chris, and we're going to be talking our most anticipated movies of 2023. 2022 is long and gone, and it was sort of a disappointing year for comic book films, blockbuster films. But we'll see if 2023 will pick up the slack because there are a few movies on these lists that you guys gave me that I'm actually pretty excited for. So we're going to jump into our top 5 most anticipated movies of 2023. I'll go ahead and go first, and I'm going to start it off with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Tom Cruise is back. We got, what is this, the fifth or sixth installment, and I think a lot of the success of Top Gun is going to carry on with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 because everyone's going to want to tune in to see Tom Cruise and what he's going to do next. You guys excited for this one or what?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, we saw they played a little snippet of it in the Avatar of him doing one of his stunts. As always, epic. So yeah, man, I'm super stoked for it.
I mean, I never watched any of the Mission Impossible, so I'm kind of out of the loop on this one. Maybe it's one of those British action things that I'm not into because I never watched any James Bond either.
British?
Yeah, dude,
Ethan
Mission Impossible,
dude.
MI5, all that stuff.
Ethan
know,
Hunt's American,
disrespect
man.
is
Yeah, but isn't he like a isn't MI5, and then you got the, and all that stuff. I don't know. I never really got into it. As much as I love Tom Cruise, I never got into Mission Impossible.
I get it. I get it, dude. Like I can't tell you what the hell the last movie was about. I can't tell you what the story is, where they're at.
I heard
in the
that. I heard
storyline.
that. I heard that about Mission Impossible. Like
Yeah,
nobody knows what the story is. It's just Tom Cruise doing awesome things.
yeah.
And that's good enough for me. It is an
Okay.
over convoluted story, and it's kind of had like a continual story in the last 3 movies. But I mean, you guys are right in a way. I can't really tell you what they're up against and who's the main antagonist in all of this. But it's really just an excuse to see Tom Cruise do crazy ass stunts in IMAX. So it's like Top Gun, it's like Avatar, it's a movie theater experience, and the action choreography of the Mission Impossible series. It's pretty damn great. It is worth watching in the movie theater, and I for one am excited for the new Mission Impossible. But that's my number 5 most anticipated. Dustin, go ahead and name off yours.
Okay. I have a theme to mine. It's gonna be like a redemption type of list. I got Ghostbusters Afterlife Part 2. So they redeemed themselves very well on Afterlife Part 1 after that trash that came out with the reboot.
The all female cast in
Yeah, that was
2016.
that was so trash. It was cool to see the original cast make a cameo on that one, and the cast was great. So
Yeah, I like the newer additions, and then the of course the original cast showed up at the very end. So hopefully we'll get more of them as well. The ending of Ghostbusters Afterlife kind of alluded to the fact that the Ghostbusters are back in business. So
Mhm.
hopefully we'll get more of the original cast thrown in with the newer additions because I did enjoy the kid cast and like the girl, Aegon's granddaughter. I thought she was a pretty cool character. So all right, Chris, number 5 most anticipated. Go for it.
Yeah. Number 5 for me would be Disappointment Boulevard. Raise your hand if you heard of that. You have it? I
No,
thought
you-
so.
Nobody.
Exactly.
educate us
Nobody.
on Disappointment
Nobody.
Boulevard because
Yeah. It's directed by Ari Aster. So he's done Midsummer, Hereditary.
oh,
Two
okay.
Huge movies I'm a fan of, dude. I love A24 movies.
Is it
love
an
horror.
A24 produced movie? I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Oh yeah, this is A24.
Okay.
dude.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
got my attention.
But the lead actor's Joaquin Phoenix. One of my favorite directors, Ari Aster. He said it's supposed to be a horror comedy.
So Disappointment Boulevard. I mean, yeah, once you named out the director, yeah, that's got my attention now.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing I could call disappointing. It's also your connection. But sorry, viewers, Chris is. You'll note that the elephant in the room is his connection. But you know what? He's making some good points and threw in a good movie that I didn't know that was existed. So Disappointment Boulevard is definitely on my list. But we're gonna move on to number 4 most anticipated, and mine number 4 is gonna be Dune 2 or Dune Part 2, directed by Denis Villeneuve. I just like the direction of Dune Part 1. The cinematic scale with the cinematography, the music by Hans Zimmer. I'm not really a big fan of Timothy Chalamet, but I felt like everything around him was great. The supporting cast, the visuals, the music, the cinematography, the world building, that it was enough for me to enjoy that movie a lot. So I'm really looking forward to part 2 of Dune 2. Dustin, what do you got to say, brother?
I think his
I mean,
face
that's
says
2
it
on
all,
your
man.
list that I can care less about. It's two on your list that I can care less about.
Wow,
Um,
dude, disrespect.
Yeah, dude. Dune
Disrespect.
2. I mean, that's just Avatar in the desert for me. I tried to watch Dune 1. I read all the hype about it and all that stuff. I watched it on HBO when it started streaming. Fell asleep. I think 30 minutes into it. I just kept thinking, like, when's this going to start? I mean, it looks so epic. The visuals are there, and it just dragged on. Especially Timothy Chalamet's character, how he just had to struggle about mental. He's supposed to be a mental telepathist, right? Something like that.
Yeah, some sort of power. Yeah.
Yeah, and mentally, I was like, can you just come on, speed this up? That's what I was thinking mentally. So I got bored and sleepy with Dune 1, so I'm not even interested in Dune 2. I don't see it changing its speed as far as storytelling goes.
You'd be surprised.
Is it going to pick up?
The story of Dune is pretty epic. It's also it's a dark sci-fi fantasy. So I'm interested to see the continuation of the story. So,
Well, I'm fantasizing that it speeds up. So,
all right. All right. Hopefully the action speeds up because we did lose some, like Oscar Isaacs. I don't want to spoil too much, but he's not going to be in Dune.
Oh,
Part
gosh
2.
damn it, dude. Unbelievable.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it, dude.
Oh,
what?
jeez.
The cat's out the bag, damn it. All right. So I was going to say two things. One, never seen it. All right.
All
And
right.
one word comes to mind when I think of Dune, generic. All right. That's literally what the whole vibe I get from the Dune series is just generic. Like nothing stands out. Nothing stands out to me on that. Thanks for ruining it. Now that I definitely won't.
I mean, I didn't ruin it that much. Quit your crying. But
you didn't miss much.
That's to your opinion, but the thing is, the reason why it doesn't feel like it's showing anything new, it's because so many sci-fi properties have taken inspiration from Dune. It's highly regarded as like the grandfather of sci-fi movies, but I could see why you jabronis might think it's boring. It's long, it's in the desert. You think you've seen it before, but I like Dune a lot. It's kind of like an intergalactic, mature version, kind of like Game of Thrones in space for me. So that's why I enjoy it. But this guy hasn't seen it. This guy fell asleep. We're moving on to your guys at number 4. Dustin, what do you got?
Okay, continuing with the redemption theme, I'm going with Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. And we saw the trailer that came out. It had a lot of throwbacks to Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and a little bit of Last Crusade with some of the cast coming back from that. No Shia LaBeouf so far in the trailer, which is a good thing. So I'm going with the redemption thing because I feel like if this is the last Indiana Jones, hopefully this erases, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. That was garbage. So hopefully that's erased from our minds and everything, and they finish it off right.
It's not going to be hard to top Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, to be honest with you. And no Shia LaBeouf, okay, but then they introduce his granddaughter. No one gives a shit about her. Who they should have brought back is a legendary sidekick of Indiana Jones from Temple of Doom, which is one of my favorite Indiana Jones movies, and that's Short Round. I feel like Short Round is a legendary sidekick who doesn't get enough love. You bring Short Round back, you'll win the whole fan base back. But yeah, when it comes to Indiana Jones, it's like it's feeding into our nostalgia. It might have to do with time travel, so it looks like there's elements from like Endgame in there thrown in. The Dial of Destiny, what a terrible name. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's good. Like I don't want to see like if this is going to be the last time we see Indiana Jones. I hope it's good. I'm not expecting much though.
I think it's gonna be amazing.
All right, Chris, you're number 3, top most anticipated.
Well, my number 4, you mean?
Or what else? Number 4, number 3, number 4,
yeah. So number 4, The Flash. The Flash. Hey, you guys make those faces, but I mean, you got to think. This is bigger than The Flash. This is bigger than The Flash. Okay, this is like what's gonna kind of set forth like what we expect to see in James Gunn's universe a little bit. It's gonna give us a little taste. Yes,
this isn't James Gunn though.
I know, but that it doesn't matter. James Gunn's still gonna have a say in this, is he not?
No, I mean he doesn't want anything. He already scrapped the cameos from Henry Cavill or Gal Gadot. Like he doesn't want anything from the old universe in here. I think he just wants this movie to end, put it out there to the world, and then that's it. Because have you seen the promotional posters or images they put out for The Flash recently, where it shows the 2 Flashes, it shows
the
Supergirl, and it shows Batman? It looks like complete doo-doo.
I gotta tell you, this is you're talking about Mr. Irrelevant. Put that under your name right now because you just picked the most irrelevant movie. It's a
No.
throwaway movie. They're gonna hope to try and make some money out of it because I know it's already been filmed. Just like all the DC movies coming out in 2023. I know that OE has been, and you, Chris, talked about the whole Flashpoint thing, and hopefully that maybe this Flash movie might start the new James Gunn series and everything. But I think they're just gonna throw it out there and let it make whatever it makes. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think James Gunn has any say or any influence, and I don't think this movie is gonna have any influence moving on forward with whatever James Gunn has planned to.
There has to be something in there, I think, that's going to hint towards what could be in the future. I don't think it's just that movie and then nothing from that movie is going to come or have any effect in the future. I think there will have he'll leave some breadcrumbs or some sort of Easter egg in there for us to give us something to look forward to. Just for me as a Flash fan to see, and I like Ezra Miller. He's a pretty okay Flash to me. I think it'd be a good popcorn flick for the summer. So that's why it's in my top.
No. I hope it fails. I hope it goes down the tube. Ezra Miller's a piece of shit, and he doesn't deserve any of the success and praise, even if it is
He
a
is a
good
huge fan
Flash
of it
movie.
himself.
And
Yeah.
also, they're bringing in the nostalgia bait. Here's Michael Keaton as Batman. Please come see our movie. It's desperate to me, especially now that we know that the whole DC realm is going in a new direction. So yeah, I mean, if the trailer ends up being amazing and blows everyone out of the water, maybe. But I really don't care. I
Speaking
really
of
don't
which,
care.
the trailer will come out, I think, on either I think Super Bowl. I could
Yep.
be wrong, but
You're
that's
right.
when
No,
it's
you're
gonna
right.
be.
Super
Yeah.
Bowl, they're gonna premiere the Flash. So we'll see. So
We'll
all right.
see. We'll see.
Well, done with our number 4. Moving on to number 3 most anticipated movies of 2023, and I'm gonna go with Napoleon, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Joaquin Phoenix as the French conqueror himself, Napoleon. Yeah, this is going to be pretty epic in my opinion. I think it's going to be released on Apple Plus, so it's not going to be in the theaters. It's going straight to the Apple Plus app. Sometime it's set for like a premiere sometime in the summer, but it could get delayed. Hopefully not, because Ridley Scott. It's his first time working with Joaquin Phoenix since Gladiator, so that's going to be pretty cool. I love all of Ridley Scott's historical epics and drama: Gladiator, Kingdom of Heaven, even Robin Hood. One of my favorite movies of 2021 was The Last Duel.
I'm kind of iffies on those historical movies and everything like that. I mean, Napoleon, I saw the trailer for it. Looks pretty good, but so did Lincoln, so did Alexander the Great.
There's no trailer for
How
Napoleon.
How do you see the?
Or a little stills. I saw.
Well, yeah, there's
stills.
stills. There's
Yeah,
Joaquin
stills,
Phoenix,
not
which,
trailers. There's
yeah,
stills of.
there's not a lot to
But-
judge off of, but I mean,
It's going to be historic. It's going to be a historic film.
yeah,
And-
well, the reputation of Ridley Scott, historic movies,
yeah,
they're pretty good. I mean,
but I
you
mean,
know
it's
you're going to
based
see
off
some
a real person, so it's
but you know
how
you're
much
going to see,
extravagance.
but you're going to see some practical effects with some real locations, not in
good
front of
set
green
pieces.
screen.
I'm gonna. Do you remember? Okay, we had that video where we talked about our top that we saw in 2022. You and I, Owie, and my argument is kind of like how you said about Elvis when I talked about Elvis, and you said you're a fan of Elvis, but the biopics are hard for you to watch because there's going to be so much extravagance and all that stuff too. That's how I kind of feel about historical films too, but just without the music.
Yeah, which is the biggest deal.
I guess, but I mean, it's still going to be extravagant, and it's still going to be.
Yeah, but I can deal
powerful.
with extravagance. I can't deal with people breaking out into song and dance every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for Ridley Scott and his return with Joaquin Phoenix. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he has a good reputation with historical dramas and epics, but that's my number 3 most anticipated. Dustin, what do you got?
All right. Not so much of redemption because this franchise has just been amazing from the start. And now it's on to number 4 with it. It's John Wick 4. They haven't really said anything if this is going to be the final or not, if John Wick will finally die. Donnie Yen is on board. So that's the new villain for John Wick. And that's going to be amazing. I mean, Donnie Yen just gives so much credibility to John Wick's 4 judo moves. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be great. And I think this should be the end of the line for John Wick because I don't really know where else they can take the franchise to. He's already
Yeah.
up against the world.
I mean, you guys could have been said after the first one, maybe for some people, but yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of burnt out by the end of John Wick 3. I enjoyed it a lot. The fight choreography and action scenes incredible, but I did feel kind of burnt out by the end of it. Like, all right, what else can we do with this character? And I hope part 4 is the last one. You're bringing in Donnie Yen, who is, one of the greatest martial arts actors to ever exist. So, yeah, that's awesome. I'm hoping he has a big role to play, and the fight scenes, without a doubt, will be amazing. But then you also have like the spin-off with John Wick coming out with Ana de Armas. It's called like the Ballerina or something. So, yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't get too big with the world of John Wick, because I am feeling a little burnt out by it. But Chris, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't think this will be the last one. I'm pretty sure like they want to do a fifth one. I
They're
don't
gonna
think they'll
milk
just,
it.
yeah, I don't think they'll end it. I like the mythology behind the whole John Wick and how much gung fu can you over a span of 4 or 5 movies can you do that's something that's gonna like wow you every time.
I just hope
Be
it's the
up there
finale.
for,
If it's the
John
end
Wick
all
4.
end all of the franchise, because the franchise is awesome.
So,
Franchise is awesome. Hopefully, this is the big bang of it all.
so you just being an action movie guy, that the fact that you like John Wick but don't give Mission Impossible, that series, a
John Wick
chance,
has a plot.
kind of frustrates
John
me.
Wick has a plot.
Yeah,
that
but
people
Mission
understand.
Mission Impossible
Okay.
has Tom Cruise doing real stunts. I mean, the
With
guy's
no
out of
plot.
his damn mind.
Jumping
With
out
no
of
plot.
planes.
What plot? Tell me the plot right now. How is it all connected?
Tom Cruise has to jump out of a plane. That's all you need to know. Chris, what's your number
There's
three?
no plot.
Chris, what's your
Yeah.
number 3?
All right, I'll cleanse the palate a little bit. I hit you guys because none of you guys seem to like horror, which is kind of disappointing. But The Exorcist.
Another one?
Yeah,
Is this a
Another
remake?
reboot?
This is see, I knew you guys would ask that. So this is essentially what the new Halloweens that came out, in the past several years. The Halloweens retconned everything except for the first one. Everything else after that was just nullified, and then it started over. So that's what's going to happen with this one. The dude who's directing it, the same guy who did Halloween,
David Gordon Green.
David Gordon Green. And
I don't think it's going to be good. David Gordon.
Hey,
You mentioning David Gordon Green and the new Halloween trilogy makes me
the first
like,
two movies,
not-
dude. No. The first 2 movies were good. The third one sucked. So a lot of factors can play into that. But I mean, man, I'm a horror fan, so that's why I put it on a higher pedestal.
I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
if you're a horror fan, you're going to be disappointed when David Gordon Green, trashes the Exorcist franchise as well, because the new Halloween trilogy was straight doo-doo,
Yeah, they
in
suck.
my opinion. It's not good at all,
But
especially
here's the
that
thing, too.
third
Here's,
one.
here's here's the gamble on it. Is like the Exorcist, the original Exorcist, is considered by so many to be probably the greatest film ever. I mean, it's up there with Godfather and all that stuff. If it's not the greatest horror film, but it also just one of the greatest films ever. It's cool that they're going to bring back the original actress for it. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But again, to sort of try to rival or bring back that magic that the original Exorcist had way back then, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. Yeah, David Gordon Green, find your own project and your own property. Quit trying to like remake old shit, because you're not doing a very good job. But who knows? Maybe Chris is right, and The Exorcist will be his. And maybe there's a whole fan base that actually loves and adores the Halloween trilogy that was recently released.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Exactly.
They were okay. The first movies were okay. The third one was absolutely horrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So on to number 2. We're getting close to the tippity top of the mountain. So my number 2 most anticipated movie of 2023 is 65, which is an action movie with dinosaurs and Adam Driver that's not related to the Jurassic Park franchise. That's enough for me to want to get my ass to the theater, because I absolutely hate the new Jurassic Park franchise. I think it's absolute just, popcorn movie trash made for dumb audiences. And they seem to be the only like franchise that brings in dinosaurs to mainstream movies. So I'm glad to see a movie that it's kind of simplistic in its approach, but it also has dinosaurs in it as well. So yeah, 65, the trailer looked amazing. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be a surprise banger of 2023. So,
dude, can I just say that probably if you didn't take that, that probably would have been either my number 1 or number 2 movie. I'm super excited for it. The trailer looked awesome. Just like the plot alone is so badass. 65 million years ago or in the future, whatever the plot turns out to be. But
there's going to be a twist. There's going to be a twist
there's
somewhere.
definitely going to be a twist.
But I did see the trailer for it. It looked interesting. I got a lot of love for Adam Driver, but in that trailer, you saw the T-Rex come out, and it's so hard to see the T-Rex growl and roar without hearing the classic Jurassic Park T-Rex roar. I mean, I don't know if they're just trying so hard to have a different sound come out of that T-Rex, so it doesn't, you don't hear, because it's iconic. The T-Rex roar from Jurassic Park is iconic. You can hear that roar anywhere, and it's a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. So for them to have that roar, the T-Rex finally shows up. I was almost kind of laughing, like, you guys tried so hard not to make it sound like
you know
Jurassic
what?
Park.
I will somewhat agree with you because the dinosaur, like the designs of the few dinosaurs we saw in the trailer, kind of look generic. It's like, all right, it's a dino. I wish the dinosaurs looked a little bit more, different than what we're used to. Maybe throw some feathers on them, like how scientists perceive dinosaurs to really be. This like huge giant birds. Like, can you imagine like a feathered 30-foot Tyrannosaurus Rex coming after you? That would be terrifying. But yeah, this is straight to the movie theaters for me. I mean, dinosaurs, Adam Driver, it kind of has like a the Last of Us element where he has to protect a little girl and everything. So
sci-fi.
Sci-fi. I hope he kills dinosaurs with some of the cool arsenal that he has. But that's my number 2 most anticipated movie of 2023. All right, Dustin, what's your number 2 most anticipated?
All right, I'm showing love. Then I'm going back into the redemption thing. I'm gonna go number 2, all of the upcoming Marvel movies. Okay, I'm going to.
That's a cheat code. That's a cheat code.
No, Quantumania. I'm going with Guardians 3. I'm going with the Marvels. These movies, they're upcoming. It should move it along a lot better than what we saw last year. So I'm just gonna. I can't pick one out of the 3 of them that are confirmed so far.
You can't be excited for all of them. I mean, the Marvels. Come on,
because
bud.
unlike
That's
DC,
what I was gonna say, dude. You think that? Yeah.
The
because
Marvels
unlike
you're looking
DC,
forward
they're
to?
together.
How
They're
much
together.
is Disney paying you, Dustin?
No, I
How
will,
much
but if
is-
they want to,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
here.
throw me some of
If
that
they want to
money.
pay me, I'm here. But
Yeah.
no,
I'll be a
unlike
shield for
DC, they're
Disney and I'll
together.
rep Miss Marvel or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you had to pick one of those Marvel movies, which one are you looking forward to the most? Quantumania, Guardians 3, or Miss Marvels or whatever.
Okay. Well, consider, like I said, my point was they're all combined, unlike DC. But if I had to pick one, surprisingly, I'm Quantumania. Ant-Man's actually pretty fun. He's a fun character. I love Paul Rudd. You cannot hate on Paul Rudd. And Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, they're all going into this new realm of things. And I'm kind of excited for Quantum Realm to see where this goes.
But I would say out of all those movies, the Marvel movies, I'm probably looking forward to Quantumania the most. And a lot of it has to do with because I don't know too much about Kang, and I'm not going to claim to know too much about Kang. So I'm curious to see like what he's about, his demeanor, how well I forgot the actor's name.
Jonathan Majors.
There you go. How well he plays him, because he's going to be a big part in all these movies moving forward. The whole Phase 5, or it's going to lead up to to end this whole phase or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, Ant-Man never been one of my favorite MCU characters, especially with the standalone movies. But they're saying that Ant-Man Quantumania has the same vibe of a Marvel event movie, like an Avengers movie. It's a must-see movie. It's gonna, like Dustin says, and you guys are saying, Kang is gonna be involved. So, and he's the new Thanos of Phase 4 or 5 or whatever. So it's a Marvel event movie where you got to see it or you're going to be left in the dust. So yeah, that's all I got to say on that, because if you watch this channel, you'll be surprised at what my number 1 movie is. It might have to do with Marvel, but we'll see. Chris, what's your number 2 most anticipated movie of 2023?
Number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon. If you guys haven't heard about it, I'm going to say about 5 or 6 names, and that's all you need to know, okay? Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jesse Plemons, Robert De Niro, Brendan Fraser, and John Lithgow. All that prestige in one movie, I mean, should be enough to go ahead and get you to go see that, or pike your interest at least. But I mean, come on, Martin Scorsese and Leo. What's the last time they hooked up? Was it The Departed?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, dude, come on. Wolf of Wall Street, what a classic.
You could have just said Scorsese and you would have had my attention. So yeah, good call on this one, Chris. I will give you respect for that. It's I think it might be on Apple Plus too,
I think it
right?
is, yeah, Apple TV exclusive, yeah.
And it's for sure a clock in for 2023.
Say it again.
This movie's coming out in 2023 for sure.
2023 for sure.
Yeah, Dustin.
Yeah, I I like the cast. I haven't heard anything about it or seen anything about the movie yet. Or it's interesting that it's going to be on Apple TV with a cast like that, not going to theaters, especially with the director that has, officially said that, comic book movies are not cinema. I would have
Well,
loved to
the thing
see.
is, those are the only movies that are generating numbers at the box office.
Yeah.
People aren't flocking to theaters to see critically acclaimed dramas, no matter how good they are. You're seeing a lot of good movies go to the theaters, and by the time you know it, a month later, they're already on your most popular streaming service.
That would
So
have been nice though. That would have been nice to have a cast like that and a story with Scorsese and at least put it up there and let's see what happens.
Yeah. I think
Because
that
he did go on record to say that's there and maybe he might have people backing him up if he puts it out on theaters.
I think the most similar kind of like movie to this that was released was like The Irishman. It went straight to Netflix. You know what I mean?
that was a long movie. That was a 4 hour movie
Yeah.
too.
And
Yeah,
a lot of CGI, with
Yeah.
making those guys look what 20, 40 years younger.
yeah. With De Niro, De
So-
Niro was in there too. I think it's just gonna become more and more the norm as time goes on.
I think it's already the norm. Like
Yeah.
people are only going to want to see and spend money in the movie theaters when it's a movie like Avatar or whatever. But all right, we're at the top of the mountain now, folks. We're to our number one. I'll go last. Dustin, what's your number one most anticipated movie of 2023?
Oh, number one for me, I'm gonna go. It's gonna come out in December. Nothing yet on it, but it's gonna be Wonka. Wonka's coming in with your favorite actor, Timothy Chalamet. He's taking the place of Wonka. There's no trailers. There's some, leaked photos of him. It's a big redemption for me because I'm on that redemption phase, and it's redeeming the franchise. Gene Wilder is amazing. The Tim Burton Johnny Depp one was too much, too eccentric, too weird, and it was not good in all respects. It was just not
Agreed.
good.
All right, dude. So yeah, I definitely this is I know I said I had a bone to pick with you, Dustin, and
Mhm.
this is that bone, buddy. Okay, so number one, originally I wanted Wonka was going to be my number one, but I did some research into it, and it's a damn musical, bud.
So was the original Willy Wonka.
So, I
Why are
mean,
you surprised?
I just I don't know. It was
I hate musicals, but I could dig the first one and the songs. I'll be honest.
like it wasn't a musical in the sense there was a whole. I mean, I guess the Oompa Loompas did do a little bit of choreography, but
I have no gripe with musicals. I actually, when I think about musicals, movies that I like that are musicals, I actually, I have no gripe on it whatsoever. So as long as it's just done well and it's part of the movie and it pays respects to the original of it, then I got no problem with it. So, musicals, it's a musical. We knew that coming in. I just hope that it redeems itself from the garbage of the Tim Burton Johnny Depp one.
yeah,
That that one sucked.
I mean,
wonder-
Wonka's your number one.
Yeah.
Okay, count
Yeah.
me not part of that one because number one, it has Timothy Chalamet. Not really a big fan of his.
But you're gonna
I
watch
guess-
Dune 2. You're gonna watch Dune 2.
Well,
not because of him though. That's
not
probably
because of him exactly. There's so much more that with Dune besides Timothy Chalamet. But yeah, first of all, it has Timothy Chalamet, and second, Chris just said it's mostly going to be a musical. Yeah, I'm checking out already.
I'll
I'm
clarify
checking out
that though. I'll
already.
clarify that. I don't know if it's mostly going to be. If it's just in the same vein as the original one, I'm totally on board with that. That would definitely that movie would have definitely made it to my top 5. But because I saw that was a musical, they're gonna make it a bigger portion of the movie than Wonka himself and like the story versus it's gonna be more musical than the actual story. That's what I'm afraid of, and that's
It's-
why it went in my
It's
top
directed by Paul King. It's directed by Paul King. He's done the Paddington Bear movies, and those movies have been a hit with kids. So maybe it's going to be a Wonka movie more generated towards younger audiences, not like the Tim Burton movie, which was just bizarre as hell. And I don't know who that movie was for, but yeah,
That was for Tim Burton fans.
I guess you're
that
right.
goes
I guess she was
with
more for
him.
just the Tim Burton style of filmmaking. But all right, Dustin's number 2 is Wonka. Chris,
Number
what's
one.
your
number one. That's his number one.
Oh, number one.
buddy.
Right. I'm sorry. That's
Pay some respect. Pay respect to my number
for
one.
Wonka. I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his
Pay some
number one.
respect
Is
to my number one.
Wonka. Chris, what's your number one most anticipated movie?
Well, I'll tell you what, bud. No one's gonna disrespect this because my last name starts with the O, and this movie's name starts with the O. Oppenheimer. Okay. And OE reviews. There you go. So yeah, Oppenheimer. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard about it. A lot of people definitely seen the trailer. Avatar made over like 1.4 billion in the movie theaters, and that's one of the trailers that's attached to it. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Matt Damon, all coming together.
Yeah, Oppenheimer would have been in my top two, possibly even my top movie of the year, but we traded 65. I got 65, you got Oppenheimer, but
Yeah,
I
that
think this is
could've
going to
went
be a
in-
return to Chris Nolan's greatness, even though he's still great. But yeah, it's more of a subdued plot. I know it has to do with the creation of the atom bomb, but it's not like some crazy sci-fi movie like Interstellar or Tenet. So yeah, I'm excited for Oppenheimer. Cast looks amazing too.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
so
definitely
the-
a movie I'm gonna watch in IMAX.
Yeah,
Definitely
so
an IMAX
the
movie.
thing is, they did show a video of Christopher Nolan recreating that atom bomb thing, and it looks pretty spectacular because he was doing real effects on there. This is going to be in theaters. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna go straight to streaming. So
Hell
this-
no.
I'll watch it probably when it gets to streaming because I'm the same thing when you said Napoleon. It's a historical film based on a historical guy. You know how's it going to be? What's the extravagance on it again? So just like you guys with the musicals, it's not too much of a, I don't know, an event for me to go to the theaters to. I like going to the theaters for events.
You know, Dustin,
But when it's about the great movies, which I'm pretty sure this is going to be a great movie, I'll wait for it when in the comfort of my own home and just enjoy it there and really try to understand the intricacies and all that stuff with it. But if I'm going to go to a theater, it's going to be for an event. This just sounds like a great movie, and it looks like a great movie with the trailers. So
in terms of your definition of event would be singing and dancing.
yeah, that's an
Right?
event.
Ugh.
Yes, Quantumania,
Listen,
Wonka,
You-
Indiana Jones.
You guys
Those are
shit on
events.
shit on my
Those are
choices.
events.
You shit on my choices like Mission Impossible, which is just crazy
plot.
IMAX stunt.
No
work. You
plot.
shit on Dune, the groundbreaking cinematography.
Like
and then
Chris
you
said, that's
shit
a
on-
great grandfather trying to cross the street.
And then you shit on Napoleon, Ridley Scott, historical epic. But then
That's going
again,
to Apple. I mean, that's not even in theaters.
fair point. But then Wonka will get your ass to theaters. All
It's an
right,
event.
all right.
All right,
When
well,
the
let's put
trailer
it this way.
drops, you guys are gonna be eating your words. When
Okay.
the trailer drops.
I think we can all pretty much put Dustin in a show here, just based off his top 5 movies here. Just pure like blockbuster, movies.
If
That's
I
all
gotta
they
go
are.
to a
Ghostbusters,
theater, if I'm
Indiana
gonna go to a
Jones,
theater,
John
then
Wick.
yeah, it has to be blockbusters.
They're all just popcorn.
Yes.
Good time. I'm there to have a good time. I don't
Yes.
want to think too
Yes.
much. I don't want to.
I'm spending my money.
too
I'm
much. That's
sneaking. I'm
exactly
sneaking
it.
snacks into the theater. All that stuff.
Yeah,
It better be a blockbuster.
that's the vibe I'm getting from. you,
All right.
Dustin.
If you want to watch Timothy Chalamet dance and sing, that's your number one.
Yeah.
Chris, you got your number one as Oppenheimer. I'll reunite the tribe with my number one because I don't think anyone could really hate on this movie. It's an MCU movie. Surprisingly, is my number one most
Oh
anticipated.
yeah, because that's not an event.
It's an event. It's an event movie, but it's
Okay.
also history. It's an event with history, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So who knows if this is going to be the last time we see Star-Lord, Drax, Rocket, Gamora, Nebula, Mantis, Groot. 1 or 2 of them may die. We might not never see them again. So yeah, I love and I'm absolutely charmed by the relationship of the Guardians since their appearance in 2014. I knew they were going to be a hit. It's one of the main things that keeps me connected to the MCU, as shitty and as mediocre as it has gotten. I'll always have love for the Guardians. So knowing that this might be the finale as we know them, kind of makes me sad. But I also know and have faith that James Gunn will, show some love to these characters with Volume 3. Anyone disagree with that? I know we've been disagreeing on the last movies. Okay, we got to end it on a peaceful terms here. But what do you guys think about Guardians?
I'm gonna go see it in theaters. Definitely 100% when it comes out. Looking forward to it. Love James Gunn. I'm already done with the first 2. I love the whole chemistry they got going on with the whole Guardians of the Galaxy crew. I mean, nothing bad to say about it, man. I really like the second one. The second one's I don't know, it's awesome. So kind of sad.
Yeah, no, I like like I said, I had the whole Marvel, the 3 upcoming Marvel movies as my number 2 spot. I got 3 of them in number 2. And the Guardians is part of that puzzle. This could be the last time we see all of them, but it's going to play a big part moving the multiverse in the new direction, or at least forward direction.
You're going to laugh. You might cry. You're going to listen to a good freaking soundtrack because James Gunn always has a good soundtrack for the Guardians. But yeah, I've been on a roll with I've rewatched Guardians 1 and 2. I'm replaying Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy video game, which is one of the most underrated video games ever made. I mean, who knew a Marvel movie would be my most anticipated of 2023? But that's how much I love the Guardians, and I cannot wait for Volume 3.
I was a little surprised. I mean, I know I could see it being your top 5, but
Hey,
number 1, hey.
yeah, yeah. I can't really think of a movie that. I mean, a lot of movies on my list I would, watch in the movie theater, but Guardians 3, I know I'll be there midnight showing or as soon as I can watch that movie. I want to see it. So, all right, that's our top 5 most anticipated movies of 2023. There were some arguments in there as well. I liked how we all didn't agree.
Shots thrown.
Yeah, there were some disparities between all of our lists, but that just makes for a good conversation. So yeah, that's our videos, our top most anticipated for 2023. Just to keep in theme with Dustin's redemption arc. Hopefully, the blockbusters of 2023 can redeem a lot of the failures of 2022. So before we get out of here, I want to thank my co-host Dustin and Chris. Do you guys want to get anything off your chests before we get the hell out of here?
I apologize for the poor connection and the lag, but
yeah. I hope you get saved soon and brought back safely home.
Here's my SOS signal. All right,
there you go. Just blink twice if you're okay.
All right, before my co-hosts kill each other, I just want to thank you all for watching this video. Post down in the comment section below of what your top most anticipated movies for 2023 are. And make sure you click that like button, subscribe to this channel as well, ring that notification bell, and we'll see you all next time. See ya.